It looks like we have probably everyone who's joining us live. So thank you all so much for joining. Again, my name is Victoria, and I'm head of onboarding and support here at Punchpass. And today, our webinar is focused on offering promotions with Punchpass. Basically, we have so many features that when we started looking into it, we're like, wow, there are so many different ways that you can offer a deal or a discount or special pricing and promote that to your customers, whether that's new people coming in, whether that's bringing people back who haven't been there for a while, whether it's rewarding people who've done something special. We really have a lot of functionality in Punchpass that you can use to entice people, whether it's bringing them in, bringing them back, keeping them as part of your community at your studio. The hope is that we'll cover a lot of functionality that you can pick and choose from, as well as focusing on some of those marketing efforts that you might want in terms of bringing attention to the different promotions that you're offering, because the promotions aren't really very good if no one knows about them. So we'll definitely get into the marketing side of things and how you can get yourself to be much more visible than even with a few tweaks to your existing process, I think will make this a lot more successful for you. So please feel free to reach out in the chat if you have questions. We do cover the questions at the end, but throughout the presentation, if you have questions, feel free to add anything in there. I double checked to make sure the chat is live, so you should be able to message in. And anyway, we'll get started here. So, big thing is why? Why are we doing this? Why would we offer anything at a deal? I know that almost all of us are looking at our numbers regularly and trying to figure out how we can make things work. The industry can be tight. The experience can be a little challenging when you're running your own business. And like, why would we want to offer something at a discount? And the biggest reason that most people reach out to us and have questions about this is, how do I bring in new people? How do I get new people to come into my studio? How do I get, we've got our regulars, but we need more of them, or we need some new people coming in every month because every once in a while a regular moves away, or they can't take classes anymore, or something comes up and life is busy and things get in the way. And how do we get new people in the door? And one of the easiest ways to do that, one of the most tried and true ways to do that, is to offer a special promotion for new customers. We have a lot of different ways to do that, so we're going to talk about those. Another reason we might want to offer some kind of promotion or deal is to move people to a different pricing model. Very popular option is to try to get people who are paying drop-ins, doing the occasional drop-in, to kind of commit and join your recurring revenue stream with memberships. So another reason why you might want to move that way. We also, some other options are things like bringing some old customers back in. So people who maybe have been a little lax lately, haven't been, maybe they, you're like, I don't know what happened. They used to come all the time. Maybe some kind of promotion might entice them back in, as well as kind of ways to sort of target and focus times when things are a little tight. So, some people experience seasonal slumps, depends a little bit on geographically where you live, but potentially you'll notice, like, over certain months, you have a lot of people come in, and then some months are really a little bit lackluster. And how could we get those months to perform a little better? Maybe that's where a promotion could do some work. The other reason is change brings attention. So, we don't want to get complacent with our process. Yeah, it's awesome when we have a ton of regulars and we're feeling really good. But, what's going to get them excited about coming in? Sometimes we focus on running special events, but sometimes a special promotion might be a way to get people to be like, oh my gosh, they are always doing such cool, interesting things. I'm definitely going to try this. And there's certain ways that we can highlight and market that change, so that even your regulars might see that there's an opportunity that they're going to want to get in on and take advantage of. And it keeps people interested, invested, and paying attention to your studio. So something even small might just at least get a little bit more excitement, and at least get people to pay attention and focus on you and not just kind of keep doing their rote sort of routine, or maybe start to slide away from attending all the time. So a lot of different reasons why we could do this. There are a lot of different benefits to offering promotions, but I think because people are interested in this, I have a feeling a lot of you are offering them and maybe wondering, like, what else could I be doing? Maybe some things aren't working that well. So I'd love to talk through a number of different ways you can offer promotions and offer these certain deals through Punchpass. And we'll talk about different examples. We have some real life examples from different clients of Punchpass. We also have some things that I've noticed when I was looking at all of our different users and what you're doing, some things that maybe we're missing out on, or maybe we just didn't even know was there. So I want to like give you a lot of information about what you have to offer and some ways that you could use these tools at your disposal. So one of the most popular things we see is your first pass is free, your first class is free. The reason why this is so popular is so much of our experience as like instructors or studio owners might be like, if I could just get them in the room, if people could just experience what we have to offer, what we're doing is so amazing, and we just need to get someone in. And that's one of the most classic reasons why you might offer you the first class is free. It's super low commitment for that potential new customer. So they don't even have to pay anything. They don't have to get out their card. They really just need to create an account and they could get a free pass. So the barrier to entry is so low. And really what this means is it's a numbers game. You're hoping that because this is so easy, because it's so simple, people are going to be like, oh, of course. I mean, you know, what is there to lose? I'll just go check it out. And if enough people do that, you'll hit with enough people, you'll connect with enough of those people that they will convert to a member, or they will convert to purchasing a pass. The other thing I always like to let people know about this when you do set up a free first class, first pass, is you can still use that pass eligibility to restrict them from certain things. You know, if you have certain classes that have a larger class size and those are the classes that you want them to take for free, you can restrict them from booking something that's a little bit more, you know, pricier, where you would want someone to pay no matter what. So you, even if you're doing like a first free option, you can still assess and, you know, make some restrictions there. One of the easiest ways to do this in Punchpass is going to be setting up the pass. As you'll notice with a first class free card, you can set it up to be zero price, and then you can set it up to not be sold online. So no one has to see this. They don't have to, you know, get access to it. But with our automations feature, we have a tool which assigns a new customer a specific pass. So as soon as someone creates their first time with an account with you, boom, this pass is on their account. It partners really well with our welcome email, so you can let them know that they're getting the free pass. And that is exactly what I'm highlighting here. This is actually, I grabbed this from one of our users who offers this free class card. And basically they say, thank you so much for joining us. And we let them know, like, hey, a free pass is already on your account. So we're kind of almost giving them that information as they sign up. Hey, it's already here. We're just trying to get them in the door so that they then see how amazing your offerings are and join you. Now, a similar but variation on this is going to be the new customers only option. So you can, in your sales settings, limit a pass to only be purchased by new customers. Now, it's kind of the idea that like you're still getting in some revenue. It's a reduced rate to get the new people in the door, but you're at least not, you know, if you're like first class free, I really can't do that. It's going to be too many people taking advantage. I'll never see them again. I get it, you know, but maybe there's a discounted rate that you could offer for new customers, and that would get them in the door. It's some commitment. So it's lower commitment maybe than purchasing a full price pass, but you know, they get that discount, but there's some level of commitment here where they're like, yeah, I'm paying a little bit to try it out. And that might feel a little bit more comfortable for you. Again, you can still use that eligibility factor to restrict access. So this is a really nice example of something you can offer. Let me go back. Something you can offer for new customers only. So whether that's, you know, a specific amount off. It's, it could be unlimited for a month, but it's this rate, and it's like some reduction of an existing pass that you have. That's actually one of my favorite versions of this, is where it's the same thing as another pass or membership that you offer, but we just give them the littler version of it or the less price version of it. So it's a really easy, like, hey, you did this one, we're moving you to this next one after this. And similar in this space is this limit one per customer. So limit to new customers only, the person can only purchase it one time. Of course, they're only a new customer one time, first time they're purchasing a pass. You can limit a pass to one per customer, which is kind of cool to set up an opportunity for both new and existing customers. So if you're trying to promote something, get people to do something, move on an opportunity, oh, I can only I can get this one time. It's a way to kind of bring people into that, whether they're new or existing. So if you're offering something new, you have a new teacher in, you've got a new class type that you want people to try out and like get addicted to, and here's the way we do it, give them a little incentive pass to say, hey, you can purchase this, try it between this time. You can always set date ranges on your passes, so it can really be very specific, and especially a great way to like incentivize purchasing when things are a little bit slow. Kind of say, okay, we're going to do a promotion to bump things up a little bit, even though the pass itself is a reduced rate or a changed rate than you usually offer. It still might increase purchasing during that time. Also, it's just fun to be like, hey, we're offering this new thing, check it out. You can buy it one time, so you might as well take advantage of it. Grabbed one example of one of our users who they offer a reduced rate for new customers. So you can see that new customer offer 2-week trial phase. So like, it's a great way to kind of offer that. But then also there's the summer deal. So, hey, in addition to, we've got this great new student rate, also like, hey, we're giving you a really nice rate of unlimited 2 months, and it's a lot less than what we normally offer that for. So existing customers can take advantage. Maybe it's a seasonal thing, but it's a great way to bring in some excitement, do a little bit of a change here and there. And I love an emoji. I don't know if anyone's noticed this about me. Love an emoji. It's so great to throw them in like your passes and a couple other places too, because if you want people to notice something, that's where your eye is going to go to in your pass list. So if you're doing a special, great example of using some emojis, bring people in. Another cool feature in our pass settings is limit the number of passes that can be issued. So this could be another example of, you could limit it to one per customer. You could also limit it to new customers only if that's something that you're doing a special pricing for. But the big deal about this, or big reason to do this, is that you increase your demand for this pass by advertising that it is scarce. So there are only so many passes at this rate that you were offering, and people want to jump on that opportunity. You're enticing them to get it because it's going to be gone. There's only this many that we're offering. Maybe it's 15, maybe it's 10. We're offering this rate at, get this deal before it's gone. And that, is a great way to incentivize people to actually make a purchase. This is also a great way to, if you're doing any kind of special event pricing. So, hey, this pass gets you access to this workshop, or this pass gets you access to a series that you're running. You could set the pass, set up one pass that is a little reduced, have a little limit on how many passes can be issued. Like, hey, if you get this early, the first 10 people are going to get this rate. So again, increasing the speed is one of the big factors here. So if that is a goal of yours, that's where I would recommend checking out that feature. Discount codes, we're definitely going to talk a fair amount about in different places with passes and memberships. If you didn't notice our alert, we let everyone know on Punchpass that we now have discount codes for memberships. So I'll talk about that a little bit later. But we've had discount codes for passes for a while, and they're still fantastic and still offer a lot of functional reasons to use them for promotions. We love that we can offer a percentage discount and a fixed amount. So if you want to offer $15 off or you want to offer 20% off, it depends on how you feel about it. It depends on what you're looking to offer as a discounted rate. I personally think the psychology of these things is so, it's very tangible. When I see the discount, I see the strike through of the regular price and I see the amount that's being applied and how much I get to pay. That feeling sometimes is more exciting than say, just, oh, here's the special rate as a limited pass. I might say that like the discount code experience gives people that fun little endorphin moment where you're like, oh, I got a deal. So I think that experience of it can be really special and can really help make people excited about getting an advantage. You get to control, who you share the discount out with. Sometimes you might make an offer that is the discount code is public and everyone can see it. Like, hey, use this code and get this discount on this pass. And that's a great way to, get everyone to see it and hopefully spur a lot of purchases. Or it might be certain people you want to offer this discount to. You don't have to give it out to everyone. For every discount code, you get to determine what passes apply to. So it could be one-to-one. Hey, this discount code works with this particular pass, or it could be like, we're doing a really big special and it works for all of these kinds of passes. Depends on what you're looking to offer. Expiration date. I love expiration dates. Again, if you couldn't tell, I love an incentive, hey, you got to do it by this time. Increases the excitement and potentially works really well for an early bird offering. You're doing a special event. Hey, discount code, this is good until X date. If you book, you purchase by the X date, you get this rate. The discount codes also work for tickets, by the way. So, we can kind of incentivize that way. So you could see you're getting the deal. You can also do, again, I love this, incentivize speed, the quickness of getting people to purchase is such a goal to me when we're offering promotions. So for instance, a limited number of discounts available. Again, it's similar to that, like how many passes can we sell, but how many discounts can we sell? Hey, we are only going to give this to the first 3 people who sign up. I mean, that maybe is a little small, but like the first 10 people who want to purchase in July get this discount. So there's ways that you can incentivize and kind of promote that sort of element of scarcity. And I just wanted to highlight that the view when you get to apply a discount. I love the strike through. I love the dollar amount that changes. I love seeing the little green, how much am I getting off, whether that's a percentage or whether I see that in a dollar fixed amount. I still think it's exciting. I still think people get excited about that and that experience. So please consider discount codes as well. Now, before we had discount codes, we've had, always is maybe a little, I've only been with Punchpass for 5 years, so I might be over exaggerating, but we've had secret passes for a very long time. And I still think there's an element here that's super useful. So the way that a secret pass works is you set the pass to not sell online. So that's important. And then you can still use the purchase link. So you can still share out that secret link and people will be able to purchase if they have that special link. So this is a way that you can offer a discounted rate without publicly showing it, which is not that dissimilar to a discount code. But there are some sort of specials with it because you might want to say like, only certain people should have access to this. Maybe you're doing a special rate for students or people like in the community that are, maybe, need a little bit of help. We'll keep this pass, secret. They can save that link and purchase it whenever they need to. It's kind of a nice feature. It goes directly to the purchase. So what's kind of nice is that you don't have to sort of click around and try to find it on your purchase page. It's just, here's the link. And you can combine it with some of our other features, like you could combine it to limit 1 per person. You could combine it with a discount code. But the benefit is that it's not something that's publicly showing. So for example, kind of like when we start talking about like the pipeline for new customers, You might have a special discounted rate that's like for their second purchase. Oh, they first get this opportunity, and then you're like, well, I want to keep them going, and I'm going to keep going with them by giving them another sort of discounted rate. Maybe it's not as good as the first one, but they still sort of get to, we're still moving them into the direction of signing up fully. And by offering them the secret pass, they get access to it. Exactly. It could also work really well for bringing people back. So maybe you want to honor some legacy pricing and get people to come back. That might be a way to do it, by giving them that link to that special pass and directing them to purchase there, because they're, and there's that element of, how do you make someone feel special about this? Well, they're getting a secret link. Hey, don't go to our main page to purchase. You're going to want to click here and get this special rate. Again, a lot of it is about the feeling of the promotion. I love the idea of combining this with automations. I think we're going to talk about this in a moment. Yes. So for instance, if their first class is free, as soon as that pass ends, they get an email and here's that secret link. So we can be like, we're getting them in, we're getting them into the next pass. It's still like, it's more commitment than the free class, but we're kind of moving them in that direction. Similarly, we could do, the customer hasn't returned in a set number of days. Here's a secret link. So this is really where I kind of focus on the new customer discount pipeline. And I really love automations. I think they work so well for promotions. For instance, our expired pass reminder. When a specific pass runs out or ends, send them this email template. So that goes right, as soon as that pass ends, they go there. Yes. Oh, I did get a question, but it's related to this, so I'm going to go for it. So the question is, for the pass expired, invite to buy a new one. That particular automation, this one, expired pass reminder, as soon as the pass ends, it sends them that email. So it's not going to check if they haven't purchased anything. But the other automation that I'd recommend is expired pass come back. And basically, when the specific pass expires or runs out, after X number of days, if they haven't made another purchase, sends them that email. So if you're like, I really don't want to bug people, maybe they've already purchased something, maybe skip the expired pass reminder and set expired pass come back and say, hey, if you haven't purchased after 3 days, send them this link, and here's that, discounted rate. Here's a discount code. Here's a, a special pass offer, secret link, something along those days. Got another great question. I'm just gonna, we're in it, so I like doing it, which is asking about if people haven't taken a class in a certain number of days, then message them. So we don't have that feature available yet. It's something I would really like us to add in terms of our next round of automations that we're offering. At the moment, the recommendation I have is expired pass come back. So basically, if a pass ends, whether it expires or it's not available on their account anymore, they haven't done anything, they haven't purchased or attended, we'll get them get them that email template, which will say, we want to entice them to come back. That's what that automation is really built for. But would I love to have a version where, they haven't attended in X days, send them this message? Yes. And I'm very hopeful that will be something we can do. Yes, we do have a past purchase, but no activity. Ashley, thank you, is reminding me. We do have one where if they have purchased something, but they haven't attended, we can have them, hey, you should probably take a class. I know that sometimes people are like, well, the timing of it is where we're looking, depending on different triggers. We have a lot of options with automations, and we're going to be doing a lot more. Is the plan with automations. And yes, I think linking them to a secret pass, giving them a discount code, linking them to a limited pass, like this is a way to entice them to come back, maybe set a date range on it. Could be nice, hey, this, this offer is good for X number of days, you could certainly do that. And I also wanted to note that while I can't dive into every single automation we offer, we do keep our webinars recorded and available on our website. So please, if you're like, I have questions about the automations and what we have to offer, we have a full webinar on all of the different automations that we offer. And I think that can be really helpful to check out. If that sounds like oh, maybe we're not using these the way that we could, really sink our teeth into, or really like promote people, communicate with people, keep them in our pipeline, I would definitely check out that webinar. I did want to get into membership promotions because we have some new ones, and I think that these are really popular, or I think people want to make this sort of the direction they move a lot of their customers. If you don't want them to just be like, oh, buy a pass here and there, there's not really that same kind of level of commitment that a membership would. So just quick overview of what memberships are. Basically, it's a recurring payment. They get onto auto pay. The system automatically issues their pass and charges them every set time frame. So, every 7 days, every 1 week, every 4 weeks, once a month. Very common one is our unlimited monthly membership, where people are paying monthly. They don't have to worry about it. They sign up, they enter their card information, and gets charged monthly, and they get access and they don't have to worry about it. It's a little bit of a benefit for them too, which I know not everyone thinks about, but sometimes it's like, I don't have to think about it. I just get to log in and book, and I don't have to worry about paying or pulling out my credit card. Huge benefit in a lot of different ways. I think the biggest one is that you can rely on a certain amount of revenue every single month because you have, or every single time frame. Insert your time frame here. Month is just very popular. But you can expect that once you have a certain number of members, you're like, okay, we generally make this much every month based on just our memberships. And you'll have a variety of levels of use, because some people will use it and you'll be like, wow, they are paying very little per class because they are coming all the time. But you're going to have people who come once a month and still pay the auto pay. You're going to have people who forget about it and leave it on for a little while before they decide to cancel. You're going to have people who use it. It's kind of a deal for them, depends on the month. But the idea is that it often sort of evens out and you're still getting kind of a really nice, consistent revenue over the month. Yeah. Yeah, I will talk about it. I got another question, but I'm gonna talk about it at the end because I think it'll be good to mention. Awesome. So one of the features that we have in Punchpass is a free trial for your memberships. So basically the idea is that you can set a number of days that people can just try out being a member without having to pay anything. So this opportunity, you could be like, experience the classes before you sign up. The idea is really focusing on that pipeline of getting a new customer who's just starting out with you into a membership. And, so for instance, this is a weekly membership one of our users has, and they offer a 7-day free trial, and then it goes week to week for payment. So it's a kind of a short trial, but it gives them a sense of what being on the membership is like. And it's a great thing to promote. I really liked how they set this up, kind of talking about like, hey, if you like this and you want to continue, we're going to keep going with it. And, there's different versions of it. Obviously, you can offer different levels and different time frames. But it's definitely an option if you're trying to get people to commit to the membership. Seems like almost no commitment at first because it's free, and then they start going on auto pay. So excited, as you might have gotten from earlier, that we now have discount codes available for memberships. So every time you set up a discount code, you get to determine if it is going to apply to a membership, how it's applied. So one of the most popular ones we're going to see is apply it to the first pass issued. So basically, we're going to funnel people into your membership because, the first one's a little discounted rate. I'm gonna get in and try it out. And if I like it and we're good, but it kind of gives me an incentive to just click yes and just say, yep, I'm going to sign up for that auto pay. That sounds great, because I get a deal to start. And then honestly, it's like when people are doing the math in their heads, they're like, I'll take that many classes a week. I'll take that many classes a month. That would totally be a deal for me. And everyone might think that, and whether it's true or not, usually sort of pans out to, again, kind of evens out across the board. But it is a little bit more of a commitment than a free trial, right? So you kind of have different levels of commitment depending on what kind of promotion you want to offer. So they do have to pay something for their first month. And that, again, might feel a little better for people who are like, free is not something I want to offer. You've got a lot of people in a lot of different places. And depending on how you feel about it, you can hopefully find a promotion that will work for you in the way that you want to offer promotions. Now, in addition to that, first one is free. You can also discount multiple payments for memberships. So you can set up a recurring discount, which is great for like special people or particularly loyal users. You can provide them with a discount. And what it will do is it will apply to all of the issued passes. So it's like an ongoing discount for their membership. This is something that you could consider for, people in special groups like veteran students, senior citizens, people who need needs-based support in a discount. That's something you could offer as a discount code. You can also use this feature to consider, like, I'm going to discount 3 of their, passes. Like they get 3, an example of X number. The only thing I'll note about this is a little bit more manual because you will need to remove the discount from them. It's very easy to remove the discount. It's just something that if you're like, I really want to set up a kind of discount it's not just the first month and it's not ongoing, it's something in between. If you do want to do that, you can use this. You'll just need to turn it off from the member when you want it to end. So something to consider, but I think we have a lot of variety here with how you can offer certain discounts and how you can make it work for people. One thing that's kind of cool is offering credit towards the next payment. So for instance, if there's a situation where you're like, they're an existing member, but I want to give them a discount. And we'll talk about reasons why you might want to do this in a moment. But basically you could say it so like, hey, your next payment is going to be free or it's going to be discounted. Depends on what you want to offer. Again, you have a lot of flexibility here. This could be a new student special. Like, if you sign up with our membership, your 3rd month is free. So like maybe it's trying to be like, hey, get them to really commit. And they're like, oh, I'm in it. I'm like, first month, yes. Second month, yes. They want to continue. We'll give them that discount a little bit later on, as a way to sort of, if you're like, I really need to get commitment from people before I start discounting them. That's a way. We have the ability to do this. I'm speaking from experience because we just ran this at the studio that I work at, where we said if anyone who signs up for a membership in the month of June, we're gonna have a raffle, and anyone who signed up in the month of June will be in the winning to win like their 2nd month free. And the way we're going to handle this is once we pull a name, we're going to give a credit to their next payment. And the way to do this does require Stripe integration, but you can add a credit to the customer in Stripe. And so this process is, it does mean you do have to click into Stripe, but it's not too difficult. We go into the customer's membership. We have the Stripe ID where you're able to click and go to their account in Stripe. And then in Stripe, there's for every customer that's in there, which your member would be, actions drop down. There's an option to adjust the credit balance, and you can add credit to their account. So if they're, hey, their membership is $100 a month and we want to give them, like, the next month is half off. All right, we're going to give them a credit for $50. And so their next payment is going to be only $50 because we gave them a credit. We have a whole write-up about this in our support document library about how to do this in Stripe. But I did want to mention it because I thought it was kind of fun. I was involved in one of these recently. So I thought that was kind of cool and kind of a different way to do it. But I love the idea of, like, hey, we want new students to join, and then we're going to give them the discount later. It's kind of an interesting way to think about it, and maybe a way to kind of get people in with a little bit more commitment. because there's that opportunity of a discount, not a guaranteed discount. Something to consider, and you could certainly apply that to a lot of other discounts we talked about. I just wanted to mention that one. And similar to Secret Pass, we have Secret Membership. So this could be a discounted rate for certain users. We don't want to have it displayed publicly, but we want to give it to them anyway. Is this very similar to a discount code for ongoing? Yeah, it's very similar. It's a little different. We get to send out a code versus sending out a direct link to a special membership. Just in terms of how you want to look at it and how you want to approach it. It might feel a little bit different to be like, we've made a special membership just for you, or just for, people, who get this discount from us. That might feel, different from a discount code. So kind of everyone might, again, we might have a couple different ways to do similar things. But what's nice about this is, again, we get to combine it with some automations. We could email that link directly to certain people. This could be another example of like bringing people back. Hey, we could look at people who've canceled memberships in our memberships report. We can look at all the people who had memberships and canceled them. And maybe we're going to be like, okay, if we could get a couple people back, and yeah, we're giving them a discounted rate, but they're not paying us right now. So getting even a little bit from them might be a benefit for us. It might be worth it to offer them a special discounted rate membership, because it'll get them back. And that's money that we weren't making right now anyway. So that's something that, we're always kind of looking at when we're thinking about promotions. Are we really trying to, are you trying to bring in new people? Or trying to bring other people back? How much is it worth it to us as we're looking at the numbers? Are we trying to get as many people in as possible? We just kind of like, hey, let's target some people right now, because even if we get one of them back, that's actually really helpful for us. It's going to depend on everyone's situation and experience, but I think there's a lot there is to offer there. I'm going to take this moment. I know we had a couple things in the chat, so I wanted to check before we jump into talking about marketing these things and promoting them. Like, let's promote these promotions. Let's not let them sort of fall to the wayside. So I just wanted to check if we had some other questions. Okay, so there was a little bit of confusion about discount codes. And the setting about memberships. So I'm just going to go back a moment just to explain and make sure we have this covered. I want to go specifically here. So every time you set up a membership, or every time you set up a discount code, we do include the phrase, how should this discount be applied to an eligible membership? And the options are apply to first pass issued, or, apply on a recurring basis, which I think is the next one, apply to all issue passes. Now, if this discount code is not eligible for a membership, nothing is going to happen with this. The discount code is going to get applied to passes the way it always applies to passes. So it won't interact differently with past as a past discount code. This is a specific setting that's just for if this discount is eligible for a membership, how do you want it to apply to memberships? Is it once or is it ongoing? So that was potential confusion there. So I wanted to make sure that that was understood, that that is specifically only for if that code is getting used for a membership. Because you technically could make a discount code that can be applied to memberships, could also be applied to passes. If you're in a situation where you're like, I only want people to ever get access to a discount code one time, then my recommendation is either using the limit one pass per customer. So you can be like, hey, we don't even have to use a discount code. We can just have the limit one pass per customer, and set it at the discounted rate. Or if you're like, I love that feeling of the discount code. I enter that discount code, we reduce it, it looks nice, I'm excited. Then you could still use the pass and the discount code, limit one per customer for the pass type, give them a discount code. Hey, that discount code only works for that one pass type. They can only use it once. So if you're in that situation, I hope that was clear, but feel free to reach out if that makes sense. Yeah, all right. We'll count that as a win. All right. Well, I mean, there's so many different ways to get into, offering promotions and what you're going to do and where you want to be with it. But I want to talk a little bit about marketing promotions, because as I was doing this and going through and grabbing research and getting examples for people, I realized how many Punchpass users offer really cool, interesting promotions, but you would have no idea if you just looked at their schedule, or you looked at their website, or you looked at their social media. So my thought is maybe some of us have these promotions, but we don't realize how invisible they are to people who are checking out our studio or our business. And so this is where marketing comes in. Like, where can people learn about your promotions? Focusing first a little bit on the online side of things, your website. Whether you use Punchpass as your full website, or you have a website that you link out to Punchpass, or you embed Punchpass within, your website's going to be a very important place to put your promotions, which does mean, though, that you need to be able to update your website. And so some people I know don't have they hired someone to do their website creation and support, and connecting with those people is hard. So, depending on your level of access with your website, this could be a little challenging. So we've got other options too. But there's a key thing about your website that I want to focus on when we talk about Google search, because you'll be surprised, but by looking you up and searching for your business, there's a way promotions could get a moment in the sun there. And I want to show you what that would look like. The thing I'm going to harp on, because I think it's such a missed opportunity that a lot of people don't take advantage of, is your public schedule. Your schedule has a place where you can promote what you are up to. You can promote your promotions. You can highlight what you're doing at your studio. And I see so many people just leave it the default text. And so I really want to show you how that it could be better. Of course, talking about social media, Facebook and Instagram being really popular ones that a lot of people like to use, is a great place to post about and promote your opportunities. So now I think a lot of people are very good about the one-offs, right? We're doing a special, we're making a post about it. We're hosting a raffle, we're making a post about it. But I want to talk about like longevity with some of these things, especially when it comes to new clients. As well as like email marketing. As you might know, we have a lot of email tools in Punchpass, and they can be really helpful. Have you Googled your business lately? I did a quick Google for 2 businesses using Punchpass, and I wanted to show you, if you haven't done this recently, what comes up. Because a lot of times what comes up is not just your single website. It'll also include some pages, some popular pages on your website, whether that's listed out vertically or horizontally, as you can see here. So for instance, if we had a page that said new student special, or, like summer deal discount, and that was to come up when someone did a Google search for us, that's a really easy way to get someone who's brand new, just trying to find you, or has heard about you, maybe word of mouth, and they see you come up, and then they see, ooh, new student special, immediately click, right? So that's something we might want to consider about how we have our web pages set up. If you have your own website, having maybe a page that's dedicated to specials, promotions, new student deal, something like that, it's going to come up, because those are the people who are probably Googling you, right? It's going to be the people who are trying to find you, maybe haven't heard about you before, or like someone mentioned it and you're like, oh, you got to check that out. They're the ones who are Googling you, probably not your regulars as often. So promoting the new student special, great opportunity to have that come up very early on in their experience with you. So they immediately know, hey, they have a deal, I'm going to check it out. Again, reducing that barrier to entry. Oh, I got to check it out. Oh, I'm going to look at the schedule. What do they have? New student special. easy, I'm clicking that. So something to consider. This is the thing that I think is so potentially useful for whether we're offering promotions for new students or, again, promoting things that we want existing students to check out, is updating your public schedule text. At the very top of your public schedule, you have a completely free text box that you can put anything you want into it. You can do links, you can do photos. I like, and see me, I like emojis. We can bold things, we can, we can add a video, add an image, whatever you want to put there, you can put something there. So yes, giving them, hey, if you have questions, connect with us is great. But maybe something for new people. Hey, are you new? Did you know we have a new student special? Click here, link right to that pass. Or your first class is free, it's on us. Create an account and you'll get your free pass. Let them know, right up front, because you never know. Yes, they might be coming from your website, but they might have found your schedule, or maybe you link directly to your schedule from your Instagram or Facebook. And so people might not see the promotion unless it's right in front of them, right as they check out your schedule. So I cannot recommend enough. Head to manage settings, public schedule, do something with that text box. It is a great way to promote different events you're doing. And I love this idea of changing it regularly. So if you're doing something new, if you're promoting something new, if you're offering something, you're partnering with someone, you're doing some kind of charity event, update your public schedule with that information, just like you would on, your social media or maybe on your website. Put it in your public schedule, because that's where some people have like saved it, downloaded it to their phone. So your existing clients are used to seeing the same thing and scrolling past it every day. Put something new and interesting there, it's going to get that excitement. Oh, I'm paying attention. The change has grabbed my attention. So I'm going to see those promotions. I'm going to see those events. Highly recommend using that. And you might have heard me say this before, but the number of people I know offer free first class free. And I clicked through all their public schedules and I couldn't find an example of one of our clients who was doing this publicly on their schedule. So please consider using it. I think it's really overlooked is what I'm getting at. Now, when it comes to social media, one of the things that I think is one of those challenges, but potential opportunities, is the fact that sometimes you're limited to how many links you can provide right in your bio. Now, Facebook's a little bit easier. You kind of have your website can be in the sidebar, but you usually get one button, like learn more button, or you could more info or something, and usually people direct it right to their website, and that's fine. But when it comes to like Facebook and Instagram, one thing we can consider is that one link, that one URL that we get to provide, we could have it be a landing page with multiple links and destinations. One of my favorite products out there, because it has a free version, so the barrier to entry is pretty low, is Linktree. Linktree allows you to have your own URL that you can add, as you can see here, to your profile and your social media accounts. And when people click on it, they then get to a landing page with a bunch of different links, as many links. I believe it is unlimited links on the free version. Now, if you pay for it, there's, you get to get a little bit more fun with branding and play around with it a little bit more. You make it a little fancier. But even with the free version, as many links as you want. So what do I want to promote? I want to promote my new student special. I want to promote my summer pass. I want to promote different things depending on what I'm doing. I want to update this regularly, and I want to get people to click on it. Because if that special isn't there, if the promotion isn't up there, and I'm just seeing like website, schedule, pricing, it will probably click on it if I'm interested. But what's going to really drive me is going to be something like new student special, emojis. Just promote your promotions is really what we're getting at. And if you can do that and put it out there, people are going to see it, people are going to know about it, and we won't be sitting here like, and we're just not getting the foot traffic we'd like to get. There's a lot of opportunities with this, and I highly recommend it. Someone who looks at a lot of these daily, I really like it when I see these, because I think it's a better opportunity for you to get more things out there. where can people learn about you and your promotions when we talk about in person? I mean, I got a lot of examples here, but flyers and posters. I know this sounds old school, but if you're an in-person studio, and I'm specifically at this point when we're talking about in-person, we're definitely talking about in-person studios. You're part of your community, and people will find out about you if they're existing in their community and you're promoting in their spaces. If you've got some, bulletin boards that get attention, that get a lot of passersby, libraries, different businesses, bars and restaurants might have them up in their doorway because they're a community space. They're places where people go, want to learn about new things. It's an opportunity. And I think sometimes we neglect print sometimes, but it's, that's a way to get people to know your name, to at least recognize your logo and be like, oh yeah, I've heard of that place. Someone asked about doing, aerial yoga, and I saw that aerial yoga studio on the bulletin board when I was at the library. I'm going to mention it to them. It's just, brand awareness and in your local community. That's going to be part of it. I love stickers. I'm a huge fan of stickers. I will say I'm out of Portland, Maine, and we're a big sticker community up here. People will put them anywhere and everywhere. And I personally love a sticker with a QR code because, hey, it can have your logo and your brand and quick, make that QR code go right to your new student special. Or I mean, you could bring it right to your web page or to your Instagram account or wherever you want them to go, but you could absolutely be like, the people who are checking out our sticker and that's how they're learning about us, probably going to be a new student, probably want to promote our new student special. Also community events. I think sometimes we don't think about ourselves as a community, our studio has its own community, but it's part of the larger community. In your town, in your area, parades, networking meetings, fairs, anything you could table at, walk out, hand out stickers, hand out flyers. It's an opportunity to get in front of people. And I definitely would recommend paying attention to what's going on in your Chamber of Commerce and different organizations in your area, because it's an opportunity. And I really think that we sometimes miss out on thinking about the people that are our neighbors who don't know about us, because it does happen. And I think when we think locally, we have a really nice opportunity to get more people to know about us and know about our opportunities. Partnering up with different places like charitable organizations, if you cater to adults versus children, obviously, if you're, catering to children and children classes, you might want to consider local schools. But adult education programs, great way to connect to people, bulletin boards in the local community college, lots of potential opportunities. And think about where do people connect? Where are people leaving their houses or their workplaces and going to meet other people? Maybe it's co-working spaces. People are working remotely now. Maybe it's at a local bar or restaurant and they do happen to have a place for stickers or a place for a flyer or two. People go to connect and they're like, oh, there's an event. There's something cool happening over here. There's a new student special. I've never done that kind of thing before. Maybe I should try it. Maybe this is my sign. Any community organizations, again, ways to partner with them. If you're doing promotions or, raffles, things like, hey, you could get your, members, if you're a member and you want to bring in something for the food pantry, you'll all be in, the winning, a raffle to win your next month free. You could organize and, turn it into a promotional event for a lot of different people. Partnering with a like-minded business. Again, promotions don't, obviously we have a lot of things built into Punchpass, but it could be something like, a promotion that gets people access to some other business as well as yours, and they're promoting you and you're promoting them. And it's a really wonderful relationship. I did mention the library. I just think libraries are wonderful and a great place where people do go to meet and commune and learn things and learn about things going on in their area. And if people know about you at these places, they might talk about you. They might be like, oh, I've heard of this place before. I've seen their logo. I recognize them. They're doing an event. Let's check it out. So I love thinking local. I also want to highlight printing local. Yes, there are a ton of things online where you could get things printed with your logo on them, with your QR code on them. But if you work with a local print shop, now they're going to be promoting you. They're going to show off the work that they've done with you. They might put it up as an example for other people looking to print locally, and they see you and learn about you. And all of a sudden, we have just, again, a lovely, positive relationship kept nice and local in your community. So hopefully I really hope that, the takeaway from this has been just brainstorming ideas. There's so many different things we could do to pull from this, ways to offer different promotions, way to put them out there on your website, on social media, on your schedule, promote different things, explore different options. Hopefully this feels like a smorgasbord or like a buffet. You take what you want, whatever feels like it's a good fit for your studio, try it out and see how it goes. So I know I answered a bunch of questions as we were going through because they did seem fairly specific to the topic. But I did want to reach out and say, I think we've covered a lot of things, but if there is any lingering questions or something that you feel like maybe wasn't covered through our conversation today, if you want to reach into the chat and let me know. Well, thank you. Ashley just said this was so awesome and helpful. Thank you, Ashley. I'm glad. I hope it was really informative. We just realized how many things we have to offer in Punchpass. And I just said, I think we should look at all of them and say, like, wow, almost anything you might want to offer promotion-wise. Hopefully we have a way that enables you to do it and enables you to make it super easy to promote out to your communities. I think we might be at the point where everyone is like, we did it, signing off. Well, thank you all so much. Again, I'll be sending out this recording and we always have it posted on our website. So you can check and track it there. But the last thing is just thank you all so much for joining. Whether you're watching the recording or joined us live, I hope you came up with a couple ideas. If you do have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us in the chat or email us support@punchpass.com and we'll get back to you and hopefully can help you take a look at different things that you might want to set up. Also, if you do set up a promotion and you want us to take a look and you're not sure if you set it up exactly the way that you wanted, definitely feel free to reach out. Our support team would love to take a look at it before you go and promote it everywhere and print those QR codes. You can always ask us to take another look at it and make sure it feels like you're getting exactly what you want out of that promotion. So thank you all so much. I really appreciate the time and hope everyone has a wonderful and safe rest of your day.